Okay, so I'm Farmer Quackleberry, otherwise known as Charles Kearney. Anyway, this is not something I do. I don't like asking for help. It's difficult. Um, prefer to be behind the keyboard whenever I ask these kind of things. It's rough in person. Anyway, the we kind of we have a small farm. It's a poultry farm, about 400 some odd birds before all this started, and I do ducks and stuff, and ducks and geese and chickens and turkeys, just stuff. It's fun stuff. I enjoyed it. It was a hobby, and we made a little money sometimes. Mostly just broke even. It's just something I did for a hobby, pretty much. But we raise birds that are endangered and rare, and we got some common stuff, but mostly stuff that's not so common. But I don't know. This is frustrating because I'm torn. It's supposed to be, I don't know. I just need help. We have the birds. I lost well over 200 of them. And I'm still losing some because I have no time to deal with anything. My adjuster says I have to gut my place and clean it out. And we have insurance, thankfully, but it's a process. Basically, it's me and, some of my family members that are working on the place, and none of us are contractors or that kind of labor kind of people. We're just trying to wing it and figure out what we're doing as we go. So, as the, you can see kind of the stuff that's coming out of the house, just a little bit of stuff, and we still got a lot more to come out. But, they said tear it out. We sat here for 7 days before anybody could get in. Our yard flooded Saturday on the 13th, and it was a mad panic to try rescuing everything I could then. Our mini horse was standing in water, and my birds in their pens and coops were starting to drown there. I had cages a foot off the ground, and before I knew it, they were drowning. I said, okay. So all day Saturday was moving the birds higher and higher and higher. And everybody's like, well, you got ducks. Well, I had a lot of juvenile ducks. Well, I had a lot of juvenile ducks. And juvenile ducks can't swim for extended periods of time. So, and hypothermia, and it just was bad. I was losing my pets. And I don't know. Before it's all said and done, we got, 5.5 plus feet of water. And it's just, I don't know. So right now, the birds are running free. I'm doing what I can, but even taking this video feels like it's taking away from doing what I need to in the house. We we didn't take a lot of water in the house. I mean, I've seen other people's stuff, and it's crazy. We only took like 6 to 8 inches in the house, but it sat there for a week with no AC and just boiling in there. We couldn't get home because the yard was flooded till Thursday, and then at least, actually it was still water in it when we got here Saturday, but I mean it was flooded till Thursday at least, and then our road stayed flooded till Saturday morning, right before the adjuster come down that morning. But so we had almost 7 days of water in the house. 6 and some odd days. Anyway, before we even got to the house. So it's just been, it's bad. Unfortunately, while my hobby is really fun and I really love my birds, they do create a bit of a mess, which normally not so bad, but whenever the water makes everything float and then float into your house, it's not good. So my house has odor from the mold and mildew, and it also holds some odor from all the crap that floated up into it. It just, like I said, it's never would have entered my mind that would have been a problem. And all of our birds live right next to our house because it was convenient, and they love being near us, and we love being near them most of the time. but it just made for bad. But I don't know. But as a farm, we just broke even. We sold babies and sold eggs to kind of break even, keep things going. And from a financial perspective, I don't know how we're going to do it. Once I can even get to the birds separated and pinned back up and caged back up, which every single one of those cages are going to have to be cleaned and broken down and cleaned back up and put everything back in them and try to separate the birds, which I'm missing cages. I don't know where they went to. I'm missing feeders and waters. I had automatic water lines set up. Those are all broken. It's a headache on the farm side. And that's not even until we get to the... So, anyway, I'm not going to... Once I get everything separated, it'll be a month before I can even sell hatching eggs, because everything's crossbred at this point. Nobody wants crossbred babies. And then on the concept of babies to sell, that'll be 2 months, because it takes so long for them to get clean, and you got to incubate and hatch. So it's 2 months down the road before I can even start making money to pay for my bills on the farm. And then the house is a total loss. There's no way. The floors are buckling. The wall got mold from floor to up. It was me and my daughter. We were here, and I was going to stay. I was sure it was going to not be a problem. We were way off the ground. Shouldn't have been a problem. But so I worked all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And some of our neighbors, well, some of the people down the road from us, Kevin and Kelly, they came and they brought a boat down and they helped us out. They helped us rescue our mini horse, which was rather fun. He jumped out of the boat and proceeded to have to be held out of the water. Was hit out of the water for over a mile. A little difficult, but anyway, at least he's alive. He's doing well. We found a pasture to put him. Some friends of ours, Susan and Bob Wiles, we're housing him there now, so he's okay. Horse is doing good. We're kind of stuck, but as far as the birds, because I just got to get these pins cleaned up and see if I can put them back and get the automatic waters and stuff working, so I can get my birds back up before predators decide to eat them. I only get one time a day to come out and work with them. Generally, it's about half an hour. The rest of the time, I'm at home. I'm working in the house. I'm trying to save everything I can. We're finding out. My son graduated year before last, and my daughter just graduated this past year, and we're finding their stuff, the graduation stuff. It was kind of nice to get that back. It's just kind of rough. We were able to save some of the stuff in the house, but it's just a lot of it's lost to the water initially, and then the mold's taking over what's left, and I have no storage. I have nowhere to put anything. We're finally getting a couple of totes here and there. The store's locally been swamped, and we're buying them out of our pocket to get them, but it's what we got to do. We're trying to get through. Where I work at, they donated a couple totes today. They had some that one company donated, so we got some of those. But it's not enough. It's not. we got a lot of stuff that we'd like to save it if all possible. I'm trying to figure that out. But it was just rough. Saturday, Sunday, whenever they came to rescue me, I had to come back second trip. I didn't have anything packed. I'd spent the entire time trying to rescue my birds. I took every bird that couldn't swim, stuck them on my porch. It's like 150 chickens running around on my porch. And I made it back, was it Tuesday? Tuesday somebody brought me back. And I came in and looked, and, I had less than 100 birds left. That night, the water had come up, and, well, no, it was Monday. Anyway, it came back in the water and come up around them. Chickens don't get up during the night. They just roost. So, they just washed away. But and there's this thought that chickens can get in the trees. Well, yeah, no. They can get in trees if they're dry. If they're wet already, not so much. They can't get in the tree. Their feathers get really wet really quick, and they just can't fly at that point. So it's just like I said, it's been rough. to rescue us, which I'm eternally grateful for, because I really thought I was going to stay. And then I kept watching the water. It was going up, a couple inches an hour or better. And it was like, okay, the house gets any more water like that, it's going to shove it. And it shoves it. I'm not going to survive that, so I had to go. Luckily, it quit rising, but I had no idea when it was going to quit rising, and it did flood in the house, and, I would have been, I guess, okay in the house. I don't know. I think I made the right decision in leaving. I mean, who knows? It's rough. I don't know. We have no, the adjuster's just on the principle, just strip it all out. We'll salvage it possibly, and they were not salvaging it. I talked to him the other day, and he's like, "Oh yeah, just wash those clothes that are soaking wet. They've been soaking 7 days before I got here, and they're still soaking. Well, we're going to pay you to wash them." It's not washable. Nothing's washable as far as that goes. So, well, that's going. We have no coats. All of our coats were in bags and in various rooms and put up in closets and stuff, and are hanging down in the closets, and they're all soaked. So those are gone. Almost all of our shoes. I got a couple pair of shoes now, thanks to two of the guys at work. They gave me some shoes, so I got a pair of sneakers, I think, that fit. I haven't even had a chance to try them on, and a pair of work shoes. So, and my wife's got a couple of pairs of shoes. My youngest got a pair of sneakers and his band shoes. So, and my daughter had some of her shoes. She's lost, the girls being girls had bunches of shoes and boots and stuff, and it's all gone. So, both the wife and the daughter. It's not been pleasant. I don't expect it to be pleasant, and, it feels stupid to do this, because I know some people that lost so much more, but it just is what it is. Crap. I gotta go rescue a chicken. She's on top of the house where I threw her, and she's been there since the middle of last week. I'm hoping she's okay. I don't know if she's getting up there on her own or not. I don't know. It just came down to whenever I came home and the porch was flooded, I had to take a bunch of the chickens and stick them on top of the roof. It was the only dry spot. And I don't know if she's up there from then or if she just got back up there. I have no idea. But yeah, it was pick up a chicken, decide if I threw it in the water, threw it on top of the house, because it's always what it was down to. There was no surviving. I mean, it was either dead or alive. If I remotely thought it was alive, it went up. I had several suffering hypothermia and soaking, but we lost so much in the house, and there's so many mementos. We teenagers being teenagers, they threw stuff on the floor. My daughter's flute that she's had since she started in junior high, that was soaked. Service, we can replace the pads and stuff in at some point. Won't have the money for a long time to do that. Photos, we missed a lot of we tried to pick up the photos I could think of to pick up. The wife tried to give me a list, and I picked those up, but I missed some. She didn't tell me, or forgot, or I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I had to get those on the second trip in because I was dealing with the birds, and that's kind of a I saved what I could, but by leaving here, that trip, that second trip, it was just, it's leaving part of my life. I knew I was going to come home to everything gone, and it wasn't going to be it wasn't going to be the same, and it's not. We've lived here for 11 years. It's been a nice house. We've raised our kids in it. They're still, still living here, most of them. My oldest is in college, but the other two are still here. And we have our little farm here. It's been a good place. But they're going to end up, they're going to end up totaling it. I don't see a way around it. It's too bad inside. And I got to get these birds picked up, cleaned up, and taken care of. I got to take care of our house. I got to take care of trying to find somewhere to put everything. I'm so glad that my wife and youngest son had decided to ride out the storm elsewhere. I was when it started coming up, it was like, okay, I'm okay, we're okay. And then Sunday rolled around, and it's like, we're not okay, we gotta go. I don't know what to do. And thankfully, somebody came through, and that's been kind of my saving grace recently. As some people have been helping, here and there, and I've had people at work donate their time and wash the clothes that I was able to salvage out of the house. So some of that's been salvaged, some of it not, but I've got lots of clothes that we'll never be able to wear. Like I said, the coats and stuff. And basically stuff that was either being inactive or washed, or just hung up in the closets that we had at that moment. So we had some, but it wasn't a lot as far as stuff that we could keep. Most of what the people were washing is actually is stuff that we had that had sentimental value. That's the reason why it was at where it was at. It was higher up, and therefore it didn't get wet and mold and mildew. Some of it, we wear, but most of it was just sentimental stuff. Little kids, our babies, onesies, and special occasion things like Renaissance stuff. But most of our Renaissance stuff didn't even make it either. Most of it it got soaked. It was down low. I had a shirt that made it. And I think that was actually it. Well, everything else got soaked. Well, that was crap. Didn't think about that. Yeah, 'cause she lost everything of hers, the wife's. Oh well, it's better, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up. It just help would be appreciated. It's just been more than people should put up with, as far as have to put up with. Any of us, all of us. I turn around and I'm talking to people and I'm hearing their stories, and it's not good. I try to help where I can. My brother and parents also got flooded, and we've been working on their place. My brother's place, we helped gut it, and they're trying to pull out the floors and stuff now. My parents, they're tooling their house. My dad doesn't know what to do. He's panicked. I don't blame him. He doesn't deal with things very well. He's not handling it very well at all. So I don't know what he's going to do. They had insurance, but the insurance is just going to cover the mortgage. That's it. So they're starting over, and he's 73. So kind of a rough time to start. I guess it's better than some of the people I'm talking to, but it's still a rough time to start. So it's not good. Anyway, all said and done, my family's safe. That was the big important thing, my family. I was so glad to hear that, whenever hearing the stories of them driving beside the wall, they're on I-12, when they were driving on the wrong side because the water on the other side was flowing over the freaking wall. And they were watching vehicles float past them, and they almost stalled out several times. It was like, okay, I hope everybody can get home. It's been a mess. It could be better. Could have been a lot worse. Still needs to be better. So, anyway, thank you for listening. Sorry, rambled. Appreciate any help. Thank you. Bye.